GPS, everything is in one.
Brightmost Radio. Express, exhibit, explore.
No time to waste time. Morning. Update coming from the world of sport. Let us about the news emanating in the world of sport this morning again. On the night of December in the year 2024, how are you feeling this wonderful morning? Chelsea fans, Man United fans, Arsenal fans, how are you feeling this wonderful morning? Right from EPL down to the La Liga, and that's Italian Serie A and then Bundesliga this morning from the world of sport. I'll be doing this alone. I have Ayodeji Adisa this morning, and then he's ready to give out the update coming from the world of sport. Do not forget, the world of Formula 1 ended yesterday. McLaren make history yesterday. And don't forget, Max Verstappen was the champion of 2024, or let me say he's the champion of 2024. And then the reign of Lewis Hamilton ended yesterday. 84 races, 6 drivers championship, 153rd podium finish, and the next stop is Ferrari in 2025. What a beautiful moment for talking about Mercedes driver. Let me just say ex-Mercedes driver at the current, maybe by next 2025, maybe it's just shouting for Ferrari driver. Talking about Lewis Hamilton. And more so, talking about McLaren make the first constructor championship for the first 24th century ahead of Ferrari yesterday in the world of Formula 1. And talking about the update, solid, I won't be going down to talk about the update coming from National Update, but definitely we talk about the news emanating in the world of sports. This morning, let's talk about the situation surrounding the world of sport, and then we talk about the transfer gossip emanating in the world of sport. This morning, I have Ayodeji Adisa. This morning, Adisa, how are you feeling this wonderful morning? Good morning.
Good morning to our wonderful listeners. Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning to 3SC fans. I mean, it was a very beautiful weekend for 3SC fans and all over the world because we won the derby, and that was our first away win this season.
And then, could you believe that was the first, not actually the first, the away win last in the round of 16 yesterday?
Yes.
It was only the away win.
In fact,
the round of 16.
It was awesome for 3SC fans. It was awesome for 3SC. I was very happy. In fact, I was very happy on Saturday. Then my other team broke my heart. That same Saturday.
I beg. No hiding. No hiding this morning. Which one is other team? Let them know. Let them know, please.
I support the best side of Manchester. That's what I'm saying.
The best side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1-1. All right, no problem. Chelsea won yesterday. So let's talk about the game that happened yesterday. Let's talk about Man United. And Ashworth left United after 6 months of being in the football director. Now, what's coming on from the aspect of Dan Ashworth leaving United? And then he stated 5 coaches before they decided to choose this guy, Ruben Amorim. And then looking at Amorim, so far so good. I won't blame Ruben Amorim. I'd rather blame the board for deciding to bring on Ruben Amorim at the towards, let me just not towards the end of the season, but in the middle of the season. What can you say about the scenario surrounding United, Dan Ashworth, their performance on the pitch, and then the football general as a whole?
I think personally the biggest mistake Manchester United made this year was letting Eritrea go into the 3rd season. I think that's the biggest mistake they ever made.
But he won you trophy, FA Cup to be precise.
Yes. We came 8th last season. So that's a sackable offense if you're a Manchester United coach. So winning FA, Vanguard won FA and they sacked him. A day after winning the FA Cup, and that same thing should have been extended to Erik ten Hag. So he should have been sacked. So that's the mistake they made. You know, we're talking off here when I was telling you that the biggest thing Chelsea did was sack Pochettino. And
even though Pochettino did well towards the end of the season.
You know, sacking him was, now we are seeing it.
Of course.
Erik ten Hag shouldn't have gone into the third season. Now you gave him more than 200 pounds on 5 players. Who are those 5 players? We are not suffering from Zexi.
Yeah.
One of the 5 players. Lenny is not even playing.
Of course. So
for Dan Ashworth, I think Dan Ashworth, now Manchester United waited 5 months to get Dan Ashworth in,
and then he used 5
months before they sack him. I mean, that's enough.
No, according to the news we heard was that Dan Ashworth decided to leave. Well, another news said Dan Ashworth was sacked.
Dan Ashworth was sacked because you see the big boss, that's Jam Ratcliffe.
Okay,
Ratcliffe,
the owner.
He's this kind of guy. It's not like the Glazers that they will leave you. Even though you are doing a mediocre job, they will leave you for a very long time until you are smelling all over the place. Now for Sir Jim, you are not doing it, he sack you. Manchester United has lay off more than 200 workers on redundance. So Dan Ashworth is part of them now, and he was sacked. That all this he resigned. That's just the
maybe he's trying to protect his image.
He was sacked. That's it. You know, because looking on for Dan Ashworth and Sir Ratcliffe, they knew each other before.
Okay.
But now look at the caliber of the candidates this man is bringing forward. He was one that wanted Ten Hag to stay.
Okay.
Now he's bringing Eddie Howe. He's bringing Thomas Frank.
He's bringing
Southgate, Graham Potter. Okay, you can say these people have an experience of the English league, but Manchester United coach needs charisma. That's one thing you need from a Manchester United manager. It's not about knowing about the league. It's about the charisma, how you can carry the club, because the club is not about what we play on field alone. It's about outfield. You know, in fact, Amorim was saying this one time that he has done interview more than he has ever done in the sporting. That's Manchester United. I don't know if you watch our match against, I think, Bordeaux. You see the camera facing Amorim. It was like they're facing the president of America. So Manchester United is a different ball game for any. So you need charisma as a Manchester United manager.
Okay, what advice will you give for Man United fans? Should they have more patience for Ruben Amorim to actually bring out his own tactics at the end of the season, or maybe in January they should cough out money for him to get his favorite player?
Well, it's a long road, right? For Manchester United fans, it's a long road. Now there's always going to be a long road. You know, now everything is starting again. Take it or leave it. We are starting again, and the Manchester United fans, all I have to tell you is you have to be patient. If you are patient, now everything will fall in place. Everything will fall in place. But with that patience, you know, look at Chelsea. Just 2 years, they are back.
And then that Chelsea you mentioned made me to remember what Gary Neville said about United. He said maybe Man United need to take from Enzo Maresca that Enzo Maresca had his own first team and the second team, but Man United did not have that enough player. You know, from the start of the season, people were clamoring that Chelsea had 42 players, and then the 42 players are now giving what Chelsea needed right now. But compared to what Gary Neville said, he said maybe Ruben Amorim should also have his first 11 and the second 11. But looking at the bench right now, they are not up to 11 star player on bench.
You see, for Ruben and for Enzo Maresca, you know, everything goes down to the technical part of the game.
Okay.
Now for Manchester United, for Chelsea players, I would say they are intelligent. So anything the coach is telling them, they acclimatize it very, very well. Unlike Manchester United players, I've forgotten this man's name. This man that came from Leipzig, he was telling that Manchester United need total surgery because some players are not intelligent, and for you to be an intelligent footballer, it starts from the brain. It starts from the coach telling you, oh, do this, do that, do this. Your brain will tell your leg what to do. But Manchester United players, they are not intelligent enough. All they do is play shoot, I go, shoot, I go, shoot, I go. If you look at Bruno Fernandes match nowadays, he's not playing as a more deep line guy.
Okay.
The moment he loses his temperament, he loses everything. And that's what I'm saying about the players. So the players are not intelligent enough.
Okay, the players are not intelligent enough. Time will not permit us because we have to talk about the game that happened yesterday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium between Chelsea and then Tottenham Hotspur yesterday. Nevertheless, at the end of the game, Chelsea claimed the 3 points and the London was blue yesterday. That is no more news. About time will not permit us because we have to talk about the transfer gossip because we are moving down to the winter transfer gossip this morning. And then Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United remain interested in the Dusan Vlahovic, with Juventus considering selling the Zambia striker unless he agreed a new contract. To you, we have Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. Who do you think needed a striker most in the league?
The three of them.
The three? Arsenal have Kai Havertz, Chelsea have Nicolas Jackson, Man United have Ramos Højlund, and then Joshua Zirkzee.
I mean, Zirkzee is like a lorry. He has a very big body, but he rarely uses it. So Manchester United, for Højlund is a young guy. So you need established striker because Højlund is a prospect.
Okay.
And you don't know if prospect is going to come into the limelight or is going to stay a prospect till
so you
retires.
see the three of them.
So the three of them need a striker. For Arsenal, Havertz is not a striker.
Of course.
Chelsea needs
Nicolas
somebody
Jackson.
that will keep Nicolas Jackson on his toes. So, but I don't know if signing Vlahovic for Chelsea is a good idea because if you look at the way Jackson is going, you might not probably want a striker that will slow his development down.
And then looking at what Chelsea said, they said they are trying to build Nicolas Jackson to their own taste, and then bringing on, and that's why they decided to be keeping on Christopher Nkunku on bench, and then Nicolas Jackson will be playing up to 80 minutes on pitch. Yesterday, people were clamoring that bring on Christopher Nkunku and then substitute Nicolas Jackson. But I think their plan was to develop Nicolas Jackson for them to raise
of course. That's the Chelsea model right nowadays. That's a new model. Before they would have gone for all these X factor players, but I think I see them getting a player like Delap.
Okay, let's talk about Liverpool at the Anfield Stadium. Liverpool are looking to tie down three of their player Virgil van Dijk. We have Mohamed Salah and then Trent Alexander-Arnold to a new deal. The offer is on the table now to enter into a new deal. Now we have the news coming on that Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the targets for Real Madrid, and then Virgil van Dijk climbers, and then also Mohamed Salah down to Saudi Arabia, and then they have put up another deal for the three players. Will you advise each and every one of them to extend their deal, or they should just find their way out because the club is no more there?
You see, even though this is a club I dislike so much, Liverpool, because of the rivalry between them. So, but personally, I think it's a very good one for Liverpool, tying down your three important players. I mean, Alexander-Arnold is 26 years, so you don't want to lose him, and he's a boyhood fan of the club, so you don't want to lose such players on free. For I heard yesterday that Mo Salah is now considering a 2-year contract with Liverpool, to the initial 3 years he wanted before. But that's a very good one for Liverpool. So I would say the three of them should just stay, and that's the only way they can help the new manager also. Because if you are losing your three key players in one window, I mean, that would down the morale of the whole team.
Okay, down to the Italian Serie A. Georgia winger Kvaratskhelia, 23 years old, is close to the signing a new contract extension with Napoli until 2029. Why is Napoli like that, tying players down? And then looking at let me just ask you, what would be your advice for Kvaratskhelia? Extend or move out?
Move out. I mean, Napoli, even though Napoli are giving this guy everything, I mean,
ahead of Victor Osimhen,
when they won the league, it was the
face of
boy.
Yeah.
So it was the face of the whole thing to the guy that was scoring the goals. So I think they are giving them everything. But one thing I've known about Napoli is Napoli will use you, and the moment they are not more useful. I remember this Chelsea defender,
Kalidou Koulibaly.
I remember when Kalidou Koulibaly was the hottest defender in the world. Then everybody wanted Kalidou Koulibaly.
Even Dry Martins, I could remember.
They won't sell you. I think the only player that got lucky was Cavani.
Yeah.
And that one was because of the huge money that PSG brought that time. So, but Kvaratskhelia, I wanted Kvaratskhelia actually because he's a very good player. But I mean, staying breaks my heart. But I mean, if they're giving him more money.
Okay, let's go to Real Madrid camp as the 18-year-old Brazil forward Endrick has decided he will not go on loan in January and will continue to fight for his starting place. Who is he fighting with in the starting place?
I mean, he's fighting the big boys because
in the striking role.
Yeah, you know, he's fighting somebody like Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, because you know there's something in contract that you can't keep Kylian Mbappe for so long on bench, or else you'll be paying him more money. So Kylian Mbappe can't sit down on bench 2 times back to back. It's impossible.
Odegaard is an example of this. When they did not find a fit in playing in Real Madrid, he decided to go on loan, and then from loan, permanent himself with Arsenal.
You know, the funniest thing about clubs like this is the moment you go on loan, you coming back there is going to be hard.
I could remember Kovacic also.
So that's one thing about big clubs. The moment you go on loan, coming back, because they will sign another player, obviously.
But to be sincere, Endrick need to go on loan.
He should, because I don't. Maybe, but I don't think his future is with Real Madrid.
Okay, Aston Villa, one of the 4 Premier League clubs interested in Juventus Turkey winger Kenes Yildiz, 19 years old, whose club could seek a fee of £66 million.
Well,
£66 million.
Yeah, this is a very, very good player.
For 19 years old.
But for 19 years old, I think that's the inflation that is going on in football these days. Because 66 million for Yildiz just started. So paying 66 million, and I mean, this is the Premier League, they can pay.
Okay, West Ham United continue their woeful performance, and then they are deciding to look for a successor, and then Maximilian Allegri is one of the successors in order to take over from Julen Lopetegui, but the cost involved making a probable non-starter. Julen Lopetegui, Maximilian Allegri is one of the successors they are looking up to. What will be the advice for West Ham United?
You know, was it not last 2 months I was listening, I was reading, and I mean, in fact, since last year, I heard he's not taking, what was it called? He's not taking English course. That's Massimiliano Allegri.
Of course.
He's not taking English course. So probably this is why he's taking the English. This is why he's taking English course because I didn't expect Lopetegui to be this worse for West Ham United. But if they are bringing in Massimiliano Allegri, somebody similar to Moyes in terms of how pragmatic they can be. So I think that will help them, because to stay in the Premier League, pragmatism is very, very important to stay in the Premier League.
Okay, we have maybe up for the time this morning. Quickly, let's discuss the game that happened yesterday. Talking about all the game that happened, Arsenal drew the games from London Derby. Yeah. Chelsea claimed the 3 points in a London win. And then Man United lost against Nottingham Forest. And then, talking about La Liga, Atletico de Madrid came back to defeat Seville on 4-3. And then, talking about all other games, and then Napoli lost to Lazio on 1-0, which made Atalanta to stay on top. Let's talk about Italian Serie A. Atalanta, Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan. Who do you think is a title favorite this morning? I mean, just in few.
Italian Serie A is so difficult to predict because you don't know. It's like we are having a new champion every season. Now another season, Atalanta is on top now. But I mean, I still see Napoli actually, but the Italian Serie A is not something you can sit down and say, oh, this is gonna be, because for the Premier League we've seen it for the past 6 years.
Of course,
we know the favorites, but in the Serie A we don't have favorites because somebody can just come up today and he wins it all.
From Inter Milan to AC Milan,
AC Milan to Napoli. Now Atlanta on top. And Atlanta for the past, in fact, their coach Gasperini, he has done a very fantastic job. He has changed these teams 3 times, and they're still competing. So Gasperini has done a very, very fantastic job. And Ademola Lookman, I mean, the African Best Player of the Year.
Of course, the African Best Player of the Year. And incoming African Best Player of the Year. Thank you so much. Your Deji Adisa, thank you so much for being part of the show on Prime Sports.
Thank you for having
me. And it's Wednesday morning again to return back in action to give you more updates concerning the world of sports. Sorry, apology that we couldn't give you more updates concerning the world of Formula 1 because the end of the season in the world of Formula 1. Much drama coming on next year. And then maybe by next Wednesday morning, I'll give you the team that will be competing in the next phase of the 2025 Formula One Championship, and then the race, the venue of the races that will be coming on in the in the Formula One. So till then, I remain Kenny. Did the Crown of Sport. I'm out of the studio. Good morning.